Join me for a flight Singapore Airlines Boeing 737 to Siem Reap from Singapore.
43A. Yeah, correct, okay.
On board SQ164 Singapore to Siem Reap, seated at 43A by the window. Face masks were compulsory on this flight to Siem Reap. Let me show you the tray table. There were plenty of paper forms to fill for entry into Cambodia. And I had plenty of filling to do. The seat, well, it's quite tight as you can see. The guy beside me wasn't big at all, but he was already overflowing.
On behalf of my crew, it's my pleasure to welcome everyone aboard Singapore Airlines flight SQ164 bound for Siem Reap. And together with me in the flight deck, your co-pilot, Senior First Officer Zeri Manta, and also in the cabin in charge of cabin service and safety crew in charge is Haizura. She and her team, they are here to ensure that your flight with us is conducted as safely and as pleasantly as possible. Flight time, we are estimating 1 hour and 50 minutes to destination. Orange weather is generally okay. Nevertheless, we do expect a little bit of partly cloudy conditions for the first half of the flight, so I do recommend that you have your seatbelts always fastened.
Our pushback was on schedule and it was a sunny day. Those are Singapore Airlines wide-bodied aircraft, including an Airbus A380 4-engine Super Jumbo. Each seat had an in-flight entertainment system touchscreen which was pretty responsive. You can have gesture controls as well and monitor where you go. Take note, only USB-A charging port available, USB-A, and there were also no plugs to charge into. Smooth takeoff on a sunny day. For more takeoff footage, check out my new TikTok channel, which I will put a link below. Goodbye to Singapore for a few days, and beautiful view of all the ships and the Singapore Anchorage as we fly out of Changi. The entertainment system, Maverick, the new Top Gun, plenty to watch, plenty of movies to watch. Yes, and I noticed live TV, you could get to watch 4 channels, BBC, some sports. Not bad, an improvement. For a short 2-hour flight, wow, looks like they are going to serve a full meal. Let's see what I get to eat, so excited. This is Singapore Airlines. My food came on a tray in a paper box. What's inside? Let's take a look. To start with, fruit yogurt. And then main course, you get to choose between scrambled eggs with chicken sausage or pork congee, pork porridge with century egg. Wow. Coffee and tea beverage. Look at my porridge congee. Wow, look at that. It's amazing. Piping hot inside a paper box of sorts. But it can actually get really hot, and that's the century egg and a fried dough stick. It's amazing how much they can pack into this little box. Don't underestimate it. And at least 2 or 3 of these very nice meatballs as well. At the end of it all, the porridge was a little bit watery, but that was to be expected after I'd eaten most of it. This is economy class. Wow. Breakfast service was very quick, very prompt, and trays were cleared very quickly after that. The flight was really quite short, so before too long, we were flying over Phnom Penh. Flying close to Phnom Penh, and that's it. And after that, we head on to Siem Reap. And cabin crew now preparing the aircraft for landing. The curtains are tied up because the front section is the business class section, and I really enjoyed looking out the window as we approached Phnom Penh. Fascinating place, just look below. This is my first time stepping into Cambodia. Never been into Cambodia, even though it is part of ASEAN, and I live in Singapore, which is just like a 2-hour flight. Flying in, I looked below, and it did strike me that they were still rather undeveloped because Cambodia is a developing country and indeed struggling to get things going, especially post-COVID. And in Siem Reap, you will see in my other videos that the tourists haven't come back yet. So if you want to see Angkor Wat, this might be a good time to go. Welcome everybody, Siem Reap, safe landing. Thank you very much to the captain and crew of this Singapore Airlines flight, Boeing 737, for bringing us safely into Siem Reap and in such a comfortable and enjoyable way to fly Singapore Airlines.
Welcome to Siem Reap, ladies and gentlemen. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is off. Please take care when opening the overhead compartments and remember to take all your belongings with you. It has been our pleasure serving you on this flight. Thank you for flying Singapore Airlines, a member of Star Alliance.
We were only going to spend 3 nights in Siem Reap and flying back to Singapore shortly. We are going to stay at the Embassy Angkor Resorts and Spa, and you will see on my YouTube channel and the links below the many videos I've made of that establishment. There are so many hotels that you can choose in Siem Reap, but bear in mind many of them are still closed, so even if you can find them on the internet, reach out to them before you go in case they are closed. In this case, I had a chat with the guys at Embassy Angkor, and yes, with recent Google and TripAdvisor reviews, I was convinced that they were actually open, which you should not take for granted when you're coming to Siem Reap this time, because COVID has really devastated the economy of Siem Reap. They really rely on tourism, 2 million tourists a year before COVID, and right now I don't know, very few, because there are just so few flights going into Siem Reap every day. Even just one flight from Singapore, and even if this plane is full, just not enough. Alright, let's get ready to disembark. Siem Reap Airport, there are no aero bridges. Terminal buildings are single story, so you'll have to walk down and walk. That bus is for VIPs, not for us.
Into Siem Reap, people. Yeah.
Empty airport, we were the only aircraft that morning, or that time that morning.
We're the only plane in the whole airport. Woo! Only plane. Siem Reap.
We were picked up and sent to a hotel on this vintage Mercedes. Check out my videos on it. Very cool.